What I want to suggest to you is that there is another way of dealing with the crisis, of responding to the crisis, of dealing with the difficulties we confront as a people. And that alternative way resides in being an individual change agent. An individual change agent, a social entrepreneur, or what Stelma has called a civic entrepreneur. A social entrepreneur who individually makes an effort to make a difference in whatever you do. Because it is in little things, ultimately, that we accumulate all of the elements that add up to become big things that change our society. If, as an individual, you cheat in an exam and you get away with it, you might say, well, it's only me. It doesn't affect the country. But some have done that and have actually paid, the country has paid the price in terms of lives. A person who goes to present a certificate to be called a medical doctor, who does not know the difference between aspirin and Panadol in reality, and proceeds to prescribe and diagnose and kill people. That's the effect of the cheating by one individual. You might get away with it for a long time. And when somebody else sees that individual who has cheated and gotten away with it and is tempted to cheat too, it makes two. The two of them, they double the damage that they do to the system. So the change that we make as individuals might appear insignificant to us. Sometimes probably we are even too modest when we say to ourselves, but me, I'm just a small person. I cannot make, I'm just a small fry, I'm just existing. But in our different stations in life, we can make a difference. We can be the change agent. And that is what is at the heart of social entrepreneurship. If you feel sufficiently angry about the Nigerian condition, and you have every reason to be angry, if you feel sufficiently outraged that we are not where we ought to be 50 years on after we gained independence, and you have every right to be outraged, if you feel that we have not yet reached the potentiality which we ought to exhibit as a country with so many talented people, with all the richness and the diversity around us, and you have every right to feel disappointed that we are not there, then the path of social entrepreneurship, anchored on an active citizenship, is an alternative path that is open, other than joining the rat race, showing apathy and indifference, or simply voting with your feet and hoping that you can forget Nigeria permanently and forever once you go out of the shores of the country. I tell you that there's no magic about it. Bangladesh is a country that is as populous as Nigeria. It has its own problems too. It's a military rule, they have had it. Coups that have resulted in the assassination of leaders, they've had it. Even worse, every rainy season, the so-called monsoon season, at least a quarter of the population of the country is displaced by water. Natural disasters are commonplace. Add to it problems of poverty. Bangladesh is ranked as one of the poorest countries in the world. And Bangladeshis have also had the same kinds of reactions as Nigerians have had to the context of crisis in which we found ourselves. But one person, I don't know how many of you have heard of Mohammed Yunus, Grameen Bank. Mohammed Yunus of the Grameen Bank said it must be possible to make a difference. We cannot live in a country with so much poverty, so much misery, so much suffering, so much deprivation, and feel so powerless to do anything about it. The politicians have failed Bangladesh. The army failed Bangladesh. The traditional elite failed Bangladesh. It was our